nagbabalik po ang schoolmates. Sa ating question na ito, no, maraming napalawig na diskusyon sa episode na to, yung different facets of freedom, patriotism, peace, di ba? Ano-ano pa ba ang sa tingin yung pwedeng gawin nating mga kabataan para maging mas malakas or mas unified yung boses natin? Given nga na social media becomes a divisive tool rather than something that unites us. Ano sa tingin mo ang pwede pa nating gawin bilang mga kabataan?
So ngayon, no, ang problema ay puro opinion, kulang ng facts and evidence. No? Yun yung kailangang pagbigyan ng focus. No? All opinions are not really valid. No? It should be founded in facts and in evidence. No? So bilang mga kabataan, no, nasa inyo pa yung panahon, no? Kasi yung mga matatanda, syempre, wala na. Nagbibilang na lang sila ng oras, no? So, bilang mga kabataan, dapat magsimula tayong palakasin yung ating fact-based and evidence-based opinion creation. And how can we do that? Siguro through history, no? We need to empower the youth in understanding their history. Because history is not just of the old, but it guides the future. Kung hindi mo alam ang kasaysayan mo, hindi mo makikita ang hinaharap. No? Yun yung problema. Nakita namin na tinanggal sa curriculum ng mga high school student ang history. So paano nila ngayon ma-appreciate yung kanilang kinalaman sa lipunan? No? Let me give you a concrete example. Sa Europe, when they study history, they study it at a very young age. No? Nasa preschool pa lang, pinag-aaralan nila yung kasaysayan ng lugar nila. No, kung Maynila yan, kabisado na ng mga bata yung kasaysayan ng Maynila. Next, they would connect their local history to the larger history of their region hanggang ma-develop sa kanila yung pagmamahal. Kasi nakita na nila yung kasaysayan nila. No, ganito kami na-develop at ganito dapat yung trajectory ng aming buhay. No? In the Philippines, we don't have that. So we have a problem in our educational curriculum. Because we don't prioritize history, because we just see it as, yes, it's not a source of pride, we just see it as a collection of names and dates.
Correct.
No? So that's the problem.
Diba?
Yes, you just memorize everything. But
perfect ka sa quiz pag alam mo.
Because history, ang binibigay niya sa'yo is a way to critically analyze why we are
we
here.
are now. Yeah.
Bakit tayo nandito? Ang sagot dyan ay nasa kasaysayan. So kung hindi mo alam yung kasaysayan mo, hindi mo masasagot yung tanong na yon. At hindi mo rin masasagot kung paano ka aabante.
Correct.
So yun yung kailangang pagbigyan ng focus ng kabataan ngayon. No? Love history, learn history, and live history or make history as a critical tool. No? Ako bilang isang sociologist at isang abogado, I always refer back to history. Because that's the foundation of how we understand things. Without that, magiging ang susunod na henerasyon, no, yung kabataan, ay maniniwala na lang kung kani-kanino.
Correct.
No? Yun yung problema. No? Maniwala ka na lang sa opinion ng nakakarami. Maraming nagla-like dito.
Let's
no?
go bandwagon.
Or maniniwala ka na lang sa mga artista.
Oo.
At kanilang
the
opinion.
one who holds power.
Yes,
diba?
the one who holds prestige because everybody is subservient to his or her opinion. No?
Correct.
Yun yung problema. So, kaya ang kailangan gawin, empower the youth by making them or having them learn history. Yun yung sigurong kailangan ngayon. No? Sa sociology nga, solidarity, sabi ni Emil Durkheim, will happen when people pitch in with their different talent. No? At yun yung kailangan natin, no? Siguro, kailangan natin gawin. No? At kailangan simulan ngayon. No? Kasi yun yung problema. Hindi lang tayo maging isang kultura kung saan we idolize yung mga artista.
Correct.
Sa tingin natin, maging
as
influence.
a worldwide fan base.
Yes.
Daw ang Pilipinas.
Magkaroon na lang, maging mga influencer na lang. No? In that sense, yung mga influencer, carries with them their various belief and ideology that divides people. Kasi yun nga, kulang tayo sa history lesson which would unify.
Correct. So, guys, sa mga schoolmates natin, makinig kayo sa history lesson, di ba? Hindi siya curriculum lang. Pag natapos ang Philippine history, world history naman, di ba? So, it's important for us to see ourselves in the mirror, di ba? As Filipinos, ano yung pinanggalingan natin, ano yung dapat pa natin gawin. And face it with bravery, di ba? Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-shy away na, ayoko nang pansinin yan, problema na yan ng susunod na henerasyon. We are the generation now. So, ngayon naman sa ating mga, sa ating mga guests, thank you so much, Sir Emma, no? Based dun sa sinabi ni Sir Emma na pag-aralan ng history, mas yung mga diskurso sa social media, mas lagyan natin ng laman. Mas bigyan natin ng evidence, bigyan natin ng facts. How will you now encourage yung mga kapwa kabataan ninyo? Possible, part ng organization mo man or hindi? Pwedeng nasasakupan mo sa student governance, di ba? Paano sila mas magiging mulat pa? Na mas magkaroon ng pakialam on their freedom, on patriotism, on these topics that are so high-flying on a normal day.
Another thing that I would like to add as a tool that we can utilize is to deepen our knowledge with technology. Because a lot of us, especially, ayoko naman maging parang, what's the word, ageist ba yun? Ayoko naman mang-judge, but a lot of us are not equipped enough with the knowledge to use technology. And a lot of us do not know how to research properly. Yung iba nagsasite ng Wikipedia, ganon. And I think that we should foster in the youth is to empower technology talaga. To use, to properly cite, ganon, to properly research, na dapat hindi lang sila sa YouTube tumitingin, na dapat hindi lang sila tumitingin sa mga what is trending, to the influencers, sabi nga po ni Sir Eman, but also to read academic books, to do research exactly, to read history po, yun know po.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Jijet. Ikaw naman, Matt, paano mas magiging mulat ang mga kabataan?
Well, the young people, well, we challenge, me and Jijet, you know, all of us challenges the young people right now. Our co-young people, fellow young people, to really take up space. That's why I don't really invalidate social media activism, for example. Because again, that's the only thing that they can do. That's the only thing.
That's also valid.
And that's the only, you know, way that they can express themselves, because they're limited with their underprivileged, diba? Because they're marginalized, and so on and so forth. Because they want to focus on their own selves, but there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, there's this duty and obligation to take up the space. Because there are a lot of democratic spaces right now, unlike before. There are student councils in your schools, in your academic institutions, mga student government, supreme secondary learner government, whatever you call it. There is the SK, the Sangguniang Kabataan, the Centers of Participation in the Philippine Youth Development Plan, the Local Youth Development Council, the Local Youth Development offices in your provinces, municipalities, and cities. At the same time, there are different ways to resist. That's the word. Creatively, non-violently, and peacefully resist. How? Well, of course, there are many ways. Protest is one, but you know, you can
Art is another.
Art is another. You can be the last resort in protest, right? In mobilizations, whatever. Take up space in the government, in SKs, in the LYDC.
Yes.
There are policies that needed to be lobbied. There's anti-discrimination bill, ordinances, students' rights and welfare ordinances, Magna Carta for young farmers in different provinces, municipalities, and cities right now being lobbied by SK feds. Those are young people. Us in SCAP really want to push for, we have this project, Multiply Ed project, that really wants to push for student representation in the local school board, which is malaking budget iyon in education governance. But lastly, there are many ways, again, to, you know, actively participate. And let's, again, this is, maybe this is a screenshot thing.
Make it controversial.
This is a screenshot thing. But again, activism is not terrorism.
Correct.
There are many forms of activism.
Correct.
Student governance, SKs, reading history, pagpapalalim, educational discussion, mobilizations, boycotting, whatever you want to call it, but not violent resistance.
Correct. So, guys, ito, no, given that you've said your piece on how we can be more involved, sa inyo, paano nyo pipiliin ang Pilipinas? At ano ang inyong mensahe sa mga kapwa nating mga kabataan?
I am a student who is active in their arts, as well as in music and dancing, ganun. And the way that I express my patriotism is through my art form. Kumbaga, it's in the way that I read Filipino books, ganun. It's in the way that I read from Filipino artists, that I consume media from the Philippines, but huwag natin linlangan ng ating sarili. We still like foreign media, but let us not forget our Philippine media as well. And kahit naisipin natin na maliit yung bagay na ginagawa natin, in what way that we can, we should contribute to our society, especially start small. That's what I would like to emphasize, because I started small actually. I just started about 2023 when I started my leadership journey. So ayun, I'm still a young student leader, ganun. So in any way that you can, in every platform, sabi nga ng through social media, even in your school, kahit sa classroom nyo lang, in any way that you can, strive to become a leader because it is sort of a stepping stone into your life as not just a productive individual in society, but as well, it is a stepping stone to who you are who you are as a Filipino, as having that Filipino identity. I really encourage everyone to take up space, kaya sabi ni Kuya Matt, to take up space in not just the classrooms, but as well, yung extracurriculars ninyo. If you believe that, you know, dancing in Filipino dances, in doing Filipino patriot art, ganon, patriotistic art, ganon. If you believe that that is your way to show your patriotism, then do it. And then, the rest will develop naman, ganon. Yun
Okay,
lang.
thanks you, Jet. Ikaw naman, Matt.
There are many forms of power, many forms of activism. But one thing's for sure for us progressives, for us that wants change, for us who considers ourselves leaders, activists, advocates, numbers. Kailangan natin magpalawak. Kailangan natin magparami. At ang mensahe sa ang mensahe natin sa ating mga kapwa kabataan, no, ay maraming kailangang harapin. Sabi nga ng great philosopher, dami niyo pong kinakot, attorney. Pero ito i-quote ko. Si Taylor Swift. Only the young.
Nakatopic lang natin noon, yes.
Only the young, right? When you say only the young, it's not because we are going to be, you know, the only solution, right? Only the young because, again, kagaya ng sinasabi nila, attorney, Eman, sinasabi natin kanina pa, mamanahin natin yung henerasyon.
Correct.
Ayaw natin ng West Philippine Sea na at wala na tayong West Philippine Sea na tatawagin.
Correct,
Ayaw natin
correct.
yun. Ayaw natin na sa ating mga academic institutions, imbis na pag-aralan natin ang sarili nating kasaysayan ng ibang bansa.
Correct.
Imbis na tinutugunan natin yung pangangailangan natin bilang isang bansa at mag-mold ng mga professionals, future
leaders,
citizens, student leaders, young leaders, diba? Future adult leaders, ayaw natin na tinutugunan natin yung pangangailangan ng ibang bansa. At kailangan doon tugunan yung pangangailangan natin bilang bansa.
Correct.
At sa huli, no, mensahe natin, again, I will keep on emphasizing to take up space.
Take up space.
How do you take up space? Again, may isa ka lang mabago na pananaw. Kaklase mo, kaibigan mo, magulang mo,
Yes.
tita mo, tito mo, pamilya mo, may isa lang na individual. I think that's the start. You can change minds. Changing institutions is one thing. Anihin natin yung magagandang batas. Kung we can't change the minds and the hearts of our fellow young Filipino people.
Thanks, Matt. Ikaw naman, Sir Eman, bilang final message, paano mo pipiliin ang Pilipinas at anong mensahe mo sa mga nanonood sa atin?
Ako, paano pipiliin? Siguro bilang isang sociologist at isang abogado, no? Patuloy ko siyang pinipili in championing various issues, no? Development as freedom, rule of law, and empowering people, no? Filipino people. Yung mga pamamaraan na yon, no? It might be macro level, no? Kasi iba-iba nga, no? Pwedeng macro and micro level yung approach natin. But for me, those are my ways of choosing the Philippines. Because we cannot deny, iisa lang ang bansa natin. No? You can migrate to other countries, but you will not feel that you belong because only the Philippines is your mother country and it would provide for all of you. Piliin natin ang Pilipinas dahil ito lamang ang bansa natin. No? Pero siguro, let me just quote, finally, George Santayana is a philosopher. A man's feet should be planted on his country, but his eyes should survey the world.
Is magandang concept na tignan natin yung sarili nating bansa, mahalin natin yung sarili nating bansa, but don't forget na we also have to learn from other countries so that we can progress. Yung loving our own doesn't mean na magyabang tayo. Isipin natin na we are the best. Tayo lang ang pinakamagaling na nagpapageant sa mundo, 'di ba? 'Di ba? So, matuto tayong matuto sa iba, pero matuto tayong mahalin kung ano yung sinimulan natin at ano yung totoong atin. So, thank you so much sa ating mga guests. At syempre, of course, Sir Eman, lahat sa ating mga guests ngayon at sa mga nanonood, sobrang marami ako natutunan at sana marami ring natutunan yung mga schoolmates natin. Hindi araw-araw pinag-uusapan natin to. Hindi every time ay Independence Day. Pero sana sa Independence Day na to, may natutunan ka. At sana ito ay ibahagi mo sa iba. And with that, sa bawat usapin, sa bawat issue, may boses tayong mga kabataan. Kaya naman sumali, makinig at makisa dahil opinion natin ay mahalaga. Kaya naman sabay-sabay nating isigaw sa buong mundo, schoolmates, magpakialam ka!
Isigaw ang